Good evening, everyone. This is Kip from America Bumper to Bumper. Just realized my hair looks like crap. And this is another episode of Car Chat with Kip. Thank you for joining all of you that come in, and I thank you all that stop by later and check out what we talk about. So today we are going to do what we do every Friday night. We're going to talk about the channel. We're going to talk about some car news. We're going to talk about where we're going to be coming up. And yeah. Hey, Benny, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. So past 2 weeks, reason I didn't do the live stream, twofold. I was sick as a dog and really, really tired. The past 2 weeks, not only was I sick, but my boss was sick, and there's only the two of us that are the service advisors, so to speak, at our dealership. So the fact that she was in the hospital kind of trumped my being sick, so I had to suck it up and work over the past week and a half on my own after about 7 weeks of being at this job. I'm glad that they all trust me and thought I was, good enough to go on my own. But man, it was a bit of I don't say a nightmare, but it was rough. So we, I probably could have done one last week, but I was just so exhausted from, working, almost 10 hours a day without any sort of real break for 6 days. Okay. So Saturdays is only half day, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But, anyway, rough couple of weeks. So I'm glad to be back. And thank you all for messaging me and making sure that everything was okay, because I hadn't gotten around to doing the streams or anything. So we're going to start off with, channel update, where we are, what's going on. We are sitting at 311 subscribers. That's, I'm actually down one from my highest, which was 312. This past weekend, for those who have not been by the site yet, the YouTube channel, this past weekend went to a Cars and Coffee. This particular place calls it Cars and Caffeine, which is pretty cool. It was Collar City Cars and Caffeine. It was Troy, New York. A lot of really cool cars. The first video, it's going to be a two-parter. A lot of really fun stuff you don't see very often. Jensen Interceptor. There was McLaren MP4. MP4 C12 or MP12 C4. I don't know. However the McLarens do that sort of thing. What other kind of cool cars were there? Maserati. There's a Maserati, which was pretty cool. Gran Turismo convertible. This next video, we're going to see some 370Zs, and actually that video will be up later tonight. I'm going to either that or it'll be up tomorrow morning. So this upcoming, we will still trying to make 100% sure where I'm going to be, but I'm...
My friends dared me to do this. I don't know if I'm in shot, but hi.
That was my son, Daniel. He is a video game freak. I've been trying to get him to do... something on YouTube, but we have to buy him a capture card or something like that, and money tight. Anyways, back to our Facebook stuff. I'm gonna go and see my upcoming events calendar here. I forgot to get that all ready. There are several car shows going around this weekend. one that I really wanted to go to that unfortunately costs a little bit more than I can afford to spend at this time. This it's looking like we're either going to be doing some Cars and Coffee, or not Cars and Coffee, I'm sorry, Autocross, or we're going to be going to New Hampshire for a memorial car show. So stay tuned. You'll see what we decided to do.
Bumper.
There he is telling all of his friends what my channel is. Hey Walt, how's it going? Might be in your neck of the woods on Sunday. I am strongly consider going to the, what is it called? 7th annual Brandon Masterson Memorial Car Show at the Nashua Community College. Hey Nachos, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you coming by. So it's either going to be that one, or I might go to Autocross in New York. Still kind of up in the air. Yeah, it's live stream. It's on right now, guys.
No, it's not on. It's gone. The part with me in it is gone.
Oh, right. Anyways. Okay. So let's get into some car news. And Chevy has fixed, according to them, the Camaro SS front, the face on that car. As all of you that may have been keeping track, the 2019 Camaro had a rather hideous, well, especially the SS had a rather hideous front end. Didn't look terribly good in my opinion, and they've changed it up so that it looks more like the lower models, the LT1s and LS1, LT1. I don't know, whatever. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, that'd be great to meet you. I don't know how I triggered the YouTube algorithm, but I've gotten a ton of views, and whoa, way to go, Benny. Hey, Villain Emperor. That's toned, right? Dan.
What?
Villain Emperor, that's toned, right?
What? No, that's Julian.
Julian. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry, Julian. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. Yeah, hey, way to go, Benny. I'm, very excited to, hear that you're gotten a bunch of new subs and everything. That's really cool.
That's what happened.
So Camaro's got a new front end. They're hoping that will solve the problem of Camaro's sagging sails. We'll just have to go ahead and see whether that works.
Tone, favorite. No.
Oh no!
Villain Emperor's Tone, right? It's like, no, that's Julian.
Oh, two of my stories have gone AWOL. So we'll go with here we go. All right. According to Motor1.com, VW is going to kill the standard Golf in America, but we are going to keep the GTI and the R. Sportswagen is also getting the axe. We're only a few months away from seeing the new 8th gen Volkswagen Golf for the first time.
Jeez,
as the October.
That's too much.
Yeah. The Germans like their generations. And actually, in if we're talking, VW and hardcore VW people, this is not the 8th generation, it's the Mark 8. October reveal date. Motor1.com has learned some eye-opening news about VW's beloved compact hatchback in the U.S. At an event in California this week, Volkswagen employee told us that the standard version of the next generation Golf, as well as the Sportwagen, will not be available in the U.S. Only the performance variants of the Mark 8, the GTI, and Golf R will be available stateside. When we reached out for an official statement, VW declined to comment. Big surprise. So, what do you guys? How do you guys feel about not having a standard Golf? I really don't, have a big problem with that. GTI and ours, I think, sell a bit better than the standard Golf anyways, but what do I know? All right. Has everybody heard about the 1,000 horsepower crate engine Hemi, the Hellephant Hemi? Well, here's a nice little piece of little fact for you. How quickly do you guys think they sold out of their $30,000 crate motor? See, I'm gonna see if I can. It says how many. Oh, how many were they gonna make? Still have this, crappy cough. Okay. Rumors are that there are only 100 of the Hellephant engines that are being produced, and well, you say 3 days. Yeah, very close. 2 days. They sold out 100 $30,000 motors. Oh my God. I think that's pretty amazing. But I'd love to know who bought these, engines. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of people like Fast and Loud, Richard Rawlings, and other car builders. So that's quite amazing. Now again, this is an initial run of 100 motors. There's another limited run scheduled next year due to the overwhelming demand for this engine. So I wonder, it'll be interesting to see how quickly those ones sell out when those are on sale next year. I bet you it's going to be just as quick. Further coffee tables. Yeah, $30,000 coffee table. I think that's a little bit. Yeah. Nah. All right. On to number 3 story of the week. GM is recalling 368,000 larger duty trucks for fire risks. General Motors on Friday has said it is recalling 368,000 medium and heavy-duty diesel trucks equipped with engine block heaters for fire risks after 19 reports of fire. Hey, Jason, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you taking the time, and I also very much appreciate you checking in on me and making sure I was okay over the past couple of weeks. As I said in the beginning, just feeling really bad over the past. Wait for what? Oh, Walt. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, didn't see that little dot in there. No dot. Walt, gotcha. All right. So the recall covers 2019 Chevy Silverado 45, 55, and 6500 trucks, and 17 through 19 Silverado and Sierra 25 and 3500. Yeah, I'm almost thinking that I do need to get some glasses soon, because yeah. Woo. Equipped, these trucks were all equipped with a 6.6 liter diesel with the optional engine block heater. 324,000 are U.S. vehicles. The rest are, I believe, must be Canada. So no injuries, accidents, or fatalities, but there have been 19 fires out of all this. Yeah, but I'm not much younger than you, Jason. So if you got a 2017 through 19 Silverado 25, 35, or the bigger, heavier duty trucks with a diesel, get ready for potential recall. All right, what else we got? Let's go with I think we've got some more recalls we'll get in here. All right, 2016 through 18 Mazda 3s for faulty windshield wipers. As the waves of rain showers continue to roll across the United States, Mazda has issued a recall related to the car's most important springtime feature, windshield wipers. Due to a faulty relay, the wipers on some 2016 through 18 Mazda 3s might stop functioning. And this is recall potentially affects about 188,000 cars. Bummer. Because I don't know about the rest of you guys, where you guys are, but the rain here in Vermont seems like it's never ending. I cannot remember the last time we got a good sunny couple of days. Been so much rain. And yes, that's a very good thought, Walt, on the Rain-X. Definitely will help with those windshield wiper problems. It actually really surprises me how well using like the Rain-X windshield wiper fluid, or and definitely the fluid stuff that you can get to your wipe your windshield down, how much that really works well on the beating that water away. I think the car that we have, before we owned it, the owners used like Rain-X and that sort of stuff. It still works like a charm now, and this has been almost 4 years that we've owned this car. So yeah. Another this is a bad one. Honda and Acura recalling 94,000 vehicles for bad timing belts. Ouch. Timing belt is responsible for making sure the engine's valves open and close at the right points in the combustion cycle. If the part fails, bad things can happen. Yes, very bad. Honda and Acura has issued a recall for approximately 94,000 sedans, SUVs, trucks, and minivans. The affected vehicles are 2018 and 19 Acura MDX, RLX Sport Hybrid, TLX, the 2019 Honda Odyssey, 18 and 19 Pilots, and the 19 Ridgelines. Each vehicle on the list carries its own specific range of date builds, which can be found in the NHTSA's recall report. Problem stems from the timing belt, specifically the teeth on certain belts might separate, preventing the belt from functioning as it should. Nothing worse than skipping timing on your car. Nothing worse. So, yep, if you got Honda or Acura 2018s and 19 from the list that I mentioned, go figure it out. Yep, interference engines. I understand why they have to do the interference engines nowadays because of the tolerances to try and get all those, the best performance and whatnot out of your engines and making it clean. But it sure makes a nightmare of everything else there. Replace with a hell of it. Yeah, you can get your hands on one of them. Absolutely. What else we got? Also another Chevy recall. Chevy recalls 113,000 Trax XUVs for separating lower control arms. Ouch. Vehicles are complicated, to say the least. And failure of even a single part can have big ramifications. Yes, there they can. Chevy's latest recall focuses on a part that might make many might not think about, but it's one of the most important, and you definitely don't want it to fail. Excuse me. 113,000 Trax built from 2017 to 19. These vehicles, the lower control arms might have improperly welded joints. Over time, that weld can become fatigued and potentially break. If that happens, the lower control arm may partially separate from the vehicle, causing the front wheel to toe in, affecting cars handling. Yeah, just a little bit. If I had 30 grand, Jason, I would buy you the Hierophant to put into your Cordova. That would be freaking awesome. That would be beyond awesome. But alas, I do not have $30,000, and they are all sold out anyways. Bummer. So yeah, bad juju with the welds on a control arm. I had a ball joint break on one of my cars, and that made a mess of things. I can only imagine if the whole control arm
I have one health.
Honda bottom. Could you imagine a Honda with a helmet? That would be interesting. All right. There's another story from Motor1.com, and this is apparently what Chevy dealers must do to qualify to sell the Corvette C8. According to them, the only folks more excited than us about the C8 Corvette may be Chevy dealers, eager for a piece of the action. After all, the mid-engine C8 is one of the most hotly anticipated new sports car in a long while. However, Chevy dealers looking to sell the new Corvette for fun and profit, but mostly profit, will have to jump through a few hoops, according to Chevy Corvette Blogger. The information comes from GM-produced monthly podcasts intended for dealers. The most recent podcast broke down all of the relevant information and explained the two available programs. Programs are called Corvette Dealer and Signature Corvette Dealer. Standard Corvette Dealer must invest $5,000 for the privilege of selling the new Corvette. That includes all of their requisite training materials, a $3,500 trip for one sales rep to Spring Mountain Motorsports Park at Las Vegas for in-depth training, and $1,500 in specialty tools for the new car. Corvette Blogger says that the low cost of admission for dealers is a good thing, especially the specialty tool cost. To us, this means that despite obvious major changes, new Corvette will remain as simple and user serviceable as ever. Pretty cool. The Signature Corvette Dealer program requires a service manager or advisor to be sent to Spring Mountain as well, and demands compliance with something GM calls the Corvette Participation Agreement. On the plus side, Signature Corvette dealers will be showcased on Chevrolet's website for prospective customers. Another opportunity independent of other programs is participating with the C8 Mobile Tour for $16,000 for one day or $25,000 for 2 days. GM will send a pair of C8s along with factory approved experts to show the car off to prospective clients and assist in ordering new cars. These tours will begin before C8 production starts in December. That's new news. I haven't heard any of that yet, that production starts in December. So that's some other good news, and should offer a great opportunity for dealers to drum up interest. No, I don't think they're going to have any problem drumming up interest. I think the C8 Corvette is going to sell exceptionally well. And I do agree with you, Walt. I think there's going to be just a smidgen of markup, especially when they come out. All these rules and privates will still buy these, and oh, absolutely, they're going to resell all day long. Now, Hierophant and the Cordova would definitely go viral on YouTube. You're absolutely right, Benny. All right. How many of you guys liked the Ford Excursion when Ford was still making that? I think it was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure you're absolutely right, Jason. It would be the only one. But once people started seeing the interest that your car got, it would very quickly become a fad. More and more Cordovas would come out of the woodwork. But you would definitely be one of the very few, if only the only one with a Hierophant in it. But anyway, the Ford Excursion, they stopped making those in 2005. However, there's a custom shop that will take your Super Duty pickup, convert it into a modern new Ford Expedition. Company also offers a 6-door version for those that need extra room. Now, how much does this conversion cost you? The standard 4-door Excursion starts out at $41,000, above the cost of the truck. And by the way, you have to have a 17 model or newer Ford truck. If you want a 6-door, that is $49,000. And if you want it on a dually, $59,000 on top of that. What do you get other than 2 or 4 more doors? Customized options, you can get different seats, rear HVAC, 6 inches of suspension lift, and much, much more. It's a very, very interesting concept, and it reminds me of the days when I believe it was Centurion made the 4-door Broncos back in the 80s, maybe early 90s, before the Expedition came out. Those things were cool. I absolutely loved them. I love the fact that it still had the removable rear roof that you could do on it. That was really cool, and I'm glad that somebody is still doing custom stuff like that, even though never afford it. All right, I want your guesses on the most. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't tell me the most. Anyway, hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna quickly read through this. All right. What is the most reported stolen vehicle as in 2017 in the U.S.? I'll give you guys a second to put up some guesses. And the prize goes to Jason. Honda Civic. In 2017, there was 45,000 of them stolen. And second place honors go to Honda as well for the Honda Accord with 43,000. Round out the top, top few. The others would be Ford, full-size Ford pickups, full-size Chevy pickups, Toyota Camry. So you're right. That was on the list, Walt. The Nissan Altima, Toyota Corolla, and the full-size Dodge and GMC pickups. And ironically, one of the most. Now here's another thing. The least. Wait, what am I saying? Sorry. One of the cars of America's least want to buy was also one of the highest stolen, and that was the Chevy Impala. Yep. Well, if I was going to do something nefarious, I would want to, I've always said this, about the stupid drug dealers that are driving these, pimped out Lexuses and all this other stuff. No, not me. If I were ever going to do something stupid like, that, and trafficking drugs or whatever, I would want the most vanilla car you could possibly find. And a Honda Civic and a Honda Accord pretty much are pretty vanilla. The only thing I can think is more vanilla would be Dodge Caravan. I mean, who's going to think there's anything going wrong in a Dodge Caravan? Or Chevy Impala, exactly. An old Crown Vic. I mean, give me the most vanilla car you can. You know, if you're going to do something stupid, you don't want to, have people, go remember you, and then when you've got those cars that are, pimped out, people know you. Now, how would you like to have so many cars on your property that you lose one? Yep. That happened to Dale Earnhardt Jr. He apparently, for a whole year, lost a race car, only to find it on his property. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Now, Junior does, has a lot of cars in his, on his property. A lot of them old race cars. It's a race car junkyard is what he calls it. He has 75 of them there. But apparently there was one car that he didn't know where it went until he traveled around on his property and found it there. That is hilarious. Of course, I would love to have enough property to be able to stash cars and, forget about them. So let's see. Oh, and it wasn't even one of his race cars. According to his Twitter, I believe it was Facebook. It's a Facebook thing. The car was Wayne Jessel land speed car that was converted from an old Xfinity race car. Okay. These cars would compete on airport runways to run over 200 miles an hour in 1 mile trap from a standing start. Gotcha. Kind of cool. $5 acres and 30 cars. Oh, I would love to have 5 acres and 30 cars. Then you could call me Tyler Hoobie, although he doesn't have 5 acres, but he has a ton of cars. Yes, working at a dealership, I do know it is exceptionally easy to lose keys or misplace them or have them where they're not supposed to be. And yeah, that really upsets a lot of people. Management, sales staff, techs, if they're looking for a certain car. Yeah, losing keys, not a good thing. Yeah, dropping them in the snow. Yeah, I've haven't lost any dealership keys because I haven't worked in while we had snow on the ground, but I did lose a set of keys for a short period of time a couple years ago in the snow. Thank God I had an extra set of keys for that vehicle. But and let's see. Well, I think that's all the news that I have for today. Turn it over to anything you guys want to talk about in the chat. Push button start, rental returns flying off. Yeah. That is another downside of having the electronic keys is, although I think that the cars have some bit of the hang up when the keys aren't close by, especially when it's there. And yes, Jason, I am very much looking forward to your announcement tomorrow on Bubbles. I am very much looking forward to what you have planned for Bubbles' demise. You definitely will have a viewer there in me to catch that tomorrow. Other than that, I got nothing else for you guys unless you guys want to keep talking in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night. Cruelty to old cars. Absolutely right, Walt. Cruelty to old cars. But it's not an old car
Stop building.
by our thoughts on, a classic, something that, we actually would care about. It's Kia. It's just a Kia. It's Kias, I have no problem with cruelty to Kias. Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, thank you both for hanging out and staying with us for this 35 or so minutes. I'm calling it. Have a good night, guys. I have to do my normal closeout. Have a night. Hopefully it's a good one. Take care.